Good morning. We are live from Cardiff's Student Media Office. We are in the middle of our Freshers Live coverage for Freshers Week. Are you enjoying Freshers Week, Meg?
I'm enjoying Freshers Week. It is day 8 of Freshers Live. Remember to check out our YouTube channel. You can find the past live streams on there, and you'll find today's if you've missed it or if you want to tune in. That's where we are.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so this morning we are joined by our mental health officer, George Watkins. You okay, George?
Not too bad, very tired.
How's Freshers Week going?
Very, very tiring. No, it's been alright. It's been a good laugh meeting loads of new people and having the opportunities of exploring loads of new things that I didn't actually realise that we do. Quite loads of societies.
Yeah, I bumped into quite a few societies that I'd never heard of before.
I know, some of them are great. I found out this morning we've got a London society.
A London society. What do they do? Do you have any clue?
Up, so I mean, I don't know.
Maybe they don't exist.
Yeah, I don't really know what you would do in a London society.
I know.
Talk about London.
I guess so.
This is all you can really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, are you okay to answer a couple of questions for us, George?
I mean, it'd be a bad time to say no.
It would a little bit, but you know,
yeah,
you don't really have a choice, if I'm honest with you.
It's fine.
Awesome. So, first of all, we are wondering, for starters, what is the reason you decided to run as mental health officer?
Well, currently, I think I'm one of two mental health officer roles in the country. We didn't have one before this year, and statistically, we've got about 7,000 at least students with mental health problems, ranging from everything to anxiety, to depression, to eating disorders, to psychosis, all sorts of different things. And I think really what spurred me on was having been through stuff myself over the past few years. It's I just wanted to give back a little bit, I think.
Yeah, that's completely fair enough.
So.
Awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to give back to the uni for helping you out, is it?
Yeah, more or less.
And also just help out other people, make sure they have their voice heard. Like, it's
Absolutely.
So difficult when you're sitting and you don't know who to turn to. At least you've got you and your team for people to not reach out to, but know where to go. Yeah.
And it gives us, I think, a chance to have me as a focal point, and also to have someone specifically campaigning on probably a bunch of issues that we really wouldn't have exclusively looked at as a university.
Things that definitely need to be talked about, and things everyone has sort of on the back of their brains, but they don't get out. Lovely. So what are you hoping to achieve this year?
I mean, the great thing is, because it's a new role, I can do really whatever. There's no sort of, not whatever I like, but there's no precedent being set by other years, which is quite fun. I'd quite like to, first of all, my big aim is to assess the state of play and how we actually are as a uni as a whole in terms of offering support. And then really to just try and tweak a few things to make sure that we're running as well as we can be. Such as, for example, currently we don't have any exclusive support for suicide or self-harm, which I think is absolutely vital. I'm sure most people have heard about the tragedy at Bristol last year.
Okay.
A massive number. But yeah, we've got essentially the university and the union student support centre and every part of the support part of the university really do care, but I think having me there now to actually give students a voice and to campaign for things that they really care about, it's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
Good fun as well, hopefully.
Yeah. I noticed you said this is a new role, because I'd never heard, obviously, because it's only just been made, of mental health. So can you just give us a quick rundown of what you do day to day?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'm still a full-time student, so I'm not one of the sabbatical officers like the actual vice presidents and president that you've had in. So alongside my studies, I'll be doing meetings with all the relevant people to try and implement different points on my manifesto, which is 6 things that I really want to get done by the end of the year. And apart from that, I'll be doing events like Mind Your Head Week, which is about 2 weeks from now, I think.
Okay.
I think it's the week after next. I really need to check. And generally, just trying to get myself out there as a public face now.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
Mind Your Head Week. What is that?
Mind Your Head Week. It's a big scheme that we do at the university, and we have done for a few years now, where we have a week of events like Freshers, but it's completely mental health related. So we'll work with groups like Times Change, Nightline, the Student Support Services, all sorts, and put on events like film nights and coffee mornings and probably bouncy castles in class again. But I don't want to say that for definite because we're still trying to arrange everything.
We need some bouncy castles in the class, I think. We should have one all the time.
I know, I'm working on puppies as well, but I can't promise anything.
You'll have everyone
Fingers
there
crossed.
if you have puppies. Yeah, I'll be there if you have puppies. I'll be there anyway. So yeah, just saying. So was that the reason we had bouncy castles in a class last year?
More than likely, yeah. We had Inner Child Day as well, which
Yeah.
was, I think, bouncy castles as well.
It was bouncy castles, a ball pit, sort of like those where you get up and you wrestle, sort of like you beat
I
someone,
remember
yeah.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, like the sumo things?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
From like, is it Total Wipeout they do
It was
that?
gladiator
so.
sort of thing
Yeah.
with those
Yeah.
big poles, because I remember having a fight with our students with disabilities officer, Charlie Knights, on one of them.
Everyone wants to
brilliant.
fight Charlie Knights at some point, to be fair.
It was entertaining, yeah.
It is entertaining, yeah. Okay, so I saw on the website, so I looked you up, I stalked you a little bit because
It's
I wanted
fine,
to
it's
have
allowed, it's what it's
have a
there
cheeky
for.
look. I had a look on the website and I noticed that outside of uni life, you also get involved with quite a few mental health campaigns.
I do. I've done a few bits over the past few years. I've worked at the BBC and the Guardian quite fairly recently over the last 2 years. Just on things related to uni mental health. I also run a campaign of my own, which is called Mental Health Union, which I haven't really had the time to invest loads myself into because of all of this Freshers madness.
Yeah.
But that's
Of course.
we do things like run campaigns around male mental health, which is not in a good place.
Yeah.
I think
It's not spoken about enough.
well, no, it's not exactly.
Yeah.
And you've got these sort of stupid archetypes of manly men. And
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't talk
Who
about your
think-
feelings. You don't have them.
Yeah.
That
And it's
sort of thing.
it's ridiculous. And it says something that I think suicide's the biggest killer of men under, I think, 49.
Really?
It's gone
Yeah.
up recently, yeah.
Wow.
And so, yeah, trying to do that sort of stuff is so rewarding. And it's nice as well because you meet so many amazing people while you're doing it. Inside the union, actually, sort of across the country, and it'd be good to. My aim with the campaign is to try and link students across uni so that we can demand essentially a basic standard of care. So
That would be actually very good,
Yeah.
very useful, especially, as you said, to get all the manly men to start to realise they don't have to be manly all the time.
absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, so you mentioned Freshers has been mad for you.
Yep.
What sorts of things have you been up to aid your mental health campaign?
I feel like I've been everywhere at the moment. I've been helping out with Give It a Go, not mental health related. I ran a stall on Monday, just trying to point people who came up to me in the right direction for support and actually what we offer as an SU. And today, me and the Disabilities Officer Charlie Knights are running the Students with Disabilities Association stall, which is in the Great Hall. I had to think about that for a second, even though I was just downstairs, which is good. And the aim of the association is essentially it's like social, getting people involved and interested in essentially helping each other out, but also taking part in events and getting them used to what we do actually offer here. So I think, for example, we're doing a coffee morning tomorrow morning in the boardroom, which is. There's no point pointing, but it's just round the corner from the media office and the Students' Union.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So you mentioned if people, like guiding people, making sure they know where to go. If someone was struggling, if they felt like they needed more support, where would you say for them to go?
Well, Student Support, which is 50 Park Place, they offer a massive range of things, from wellbeing appointments, which are not counselling as such, they're more sort of seeing how you are and finding ways of managing, say, anxiety or depression, so that you can carry on. And it's they're brilliant. We've got counselling as well, and we also offer support for disability, dyslexia, mental health advisors. I see one every month or so just to check in and sort of give me some tips on what I need to do. And they also do wellbeing drop-in appointments, which is sort of like mini counselling sessions, but not proper counselling. which run from 3 till 3:45 every weekday and 9 till 9:45 on a Wednesday as well. But if you do want to get an appointment, they are usually quite busy, so get there for about 1:45. And then apart from that, we've got Nightline, so if you check your student cards, they have the number for that on there. We've got Samaritans, which aren't university specific. And we've also got student advice in the student union itself, which is up on the 3rd floor, so if you go in the main entrance and then up one. And they offer advice on all sorts of different things, so they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Yeah,
definitely.
they're very useful, student advice.
Oh, they're brilliant.
I found them last year getting out of my house, which was dreadful. They were very helpful.
I had the exact same.
Yeah, always helpful. They actually wrote a letter for me, which is great.
Oh, brilliant.
It was very nice of them, but I just put my name on it. But yeah, just because I don't actually know where it is. 50
Okay.
Park Place.
50 Park Place. Whereabouts is it?
Yeah.
Right.
Just down the road from the SU, or
Yes, but
Okay.
not the way towards town. So if you're at the SU, you're facing out towards main building. You go right, so you've gone past Costa, and you keep going. You don't go as far as security and the psychology tower.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it's very
Yeah.
colourful and it's bright, and you can't miss it. And
signposted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you go in, you can book appointments. They offer resources at the desk, and yeah, they are brilliant. And they are there, which is probably the why we're doing all of these events this week, to try and let people know that they do actually have help if they need it. So
Yeah,
Brilliant.
definitely.
Cool.
Well, are you okay to play a quick game with us?
yeah, go on then.
So, have you ever seen the Ellen Show?
Yes.
So
I
we've
have actually,
stolen a game from Ellen.
Go on then.
It's called 5-second rule.
Okay.
So basically, what you need to do, I'm going to give you 5 seconds
Okay.
to say 3 things under a topic that I give you.
Oh God. Right.
It's nice and easy. We've tailored the topic. So what we'll do, we'll take
Do you
it in
want me
turns
to
to ask you.
Do you want me to count?
You can count if you want.
I'll count. You ask. Yeah.
Yeah, can we please
Oh,
have the bell, please, Liz?
bell.
I forgot about my bell, my loving bell. Thank you. It's our station manager, everyone.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do, if we pass you this bell,
Okay.
so I'll do a quick example. If somebody said to me 3 ways to, or 3 colours, like a red, yellow, blue, hit the bell as soon as you've done all 3, and we'll stop the timer, right? We should have a timer, but we're not
We
that
have my-
technical.
I mean,
We have my mind.
We
which
have,
is
yes.
probably better.
Your
maybe.
amazing mind. Awesome. So if I put the bell there,
cool.
we'll take it in turns to ask the questions. So,
Yeah, sure.
okay, so I'll go first.
Right. You're on.
Okay,
I'm
go.
gonna
He's
get,
ready.
I'm gonna
He's
get
ready.
competitive now.
Okay, so
Right.
3 celebrities you want to date.
Oh God. I've forgotten every single female celebrity in the
You're
world.
right.
Good try.
So none,
Good try.
None of the
Good try.
celebrities.
You just forget on the top.
Yeah, it's really hard. We played it the other day,
That's
and it
really
was
hard.
so difficult. Like,
I still can't think of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just in case, we played it on Express. If
Yeah.
Michael Ash is watching, I won, just to remind everyone that I beat him.
Just to rub it
I'll
in.
show him this clip later.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just,
do
so,
it.
Right.
just
do
so
it.
we can all know.
Okay, so next
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Be a bit more. You should
I'm
get
trying.
this
I'm
one.
trying not to swear. Yeah. Let's go.
I'm hoping you
That's
get
how
this one.
stressed I am. Right, let's go.
So 3 VPs from the SU.
5.
Kirsty, Jake, Lamorna.
Oh,
And just so
close.
you know, what do they do?
Kirsty's VP Heath, Jake is VP Postgrad, Lamorna's VP Societies.
Lovely.
Okay.
Okay, so
That would have been bad if I
That's why I said I was hoping you get that one. Okay,
Right.
you ready?
Yeah.
3 shows you binge watch.
Orange is the New Black, Game of Thrones, Bake Off.
Did you make it?
Yeah, you did. You did. Well.
Oh.
I
Okay.
can't really binge Bake Off though.
Well,
I mean, if you
think
got,
you
yeah,
can.
You can try.
you can try.
The new Bake Off, what do you think?
I love it.
Yeah?
Controversial, I know.
I know, it is quite
I
controversial.
really like it. I think
I think they kept the essence the same, so it's
I mean,
fine.
at the end of the day, you can't really do much different when you're
Yeah.
baking cakes, can you? It's not going to be
That's very
like,
true.
Very
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Okay, so last one is 3 mental health organisations.
5.
Time to Change, National Centre for Mental Health,
2,
and Nightline.
1. Oh,
Hey.
just got it in there, just got it in there. Yes,
Brilliant.
amazing. Great.
I'm so stressed now.
It is a stressful game.
I think you definitely need a bouncy castle and some puppies.
Oh no, I've got to go back into the Great Hall
Oh,
now
good
and
fun.
have the smell of dominoes and loads of freshers.
Well, you can have a lot of dominoes. 3 dominoes.
I know, but then you feel like you're sort of sweating grease and it's just
Yeah.
horrible.
Yeah.
I think
know
there'll be
what
a
you
lot of the places giving out free food, so you can just go find
That
some
is
free
true.
food.
We're near the Plaid
Yeah.
Cymru stand and they have Welsh cakes. So I might go and
Ooh,
have some of
lovely.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
definitely.
Well, thank you very much, George.
No,
Yeah,
thanks
thank you.
for having me.
And you said you're in the Great Hall today, so
are,
if anyone
yes.
wants to go see George.
Whereabouts in the Great Hall?
Literally, if you walk through the door, we're kind of there.
Oh,
We'll come see you.
And we're in,
yeah, we'll come say hi.
Charlie's in a yellow shirt, I'm in a green shirt, so
Brilliant.
it's sort of
Can't miss you.
2/3 of the traffic light.
Yeah, okay. As long as you don't get
Okay.
red, so people don't think not to go there.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so I believe we're going to move on to a VT right now. So our first VT today, Sunday, I in fact went to the social networking party, which was quite fun.
Yeah.
Played a couple of games. You weren't there, but
I was not there, no.
No, it was quite fun. So I believe we're going to move on to our first VT, which is the social network party coverage. Good evening, I'm Ryan, I'm here with Cardiff Union TV. Guys, you enjoying the social network party?
Yeah!
So Luke, we're just here to ask you, what is with the t-shirt?
Well, alright, so I was drawing my face and I was like, oh, it's this little face, and then I drew the arm and I was, okay, well that's a little bit big, so I might have to even it out. I can't be too cocky with this stuff, so.
The belly's not very accurate though, mate. You're not that big in the belly.
I'll take that compliment, but honestly, deep down inside, I'm thinking,
Are you a fresher?
I am indeed.
So you're studying,
Computer science,
would you rather Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook,
Snapchat or Facebook?
Snapchat,
Snapchat or Instagram?
Snapchat.
Are you all freshers?
Yeah!
Would you rather VKs or WKD?
BK.
VK. Facebook or Instagram?
Instagram.
If you're on Instagram, FreddieG.G, that's me. So,
Cider or lager?
Cider.
Would you rather VKs or WKD?
VKs, I love it.
Would you rather Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Facebook.
I've only got Facebook.
Would you rather Snapchat or Facebook?
Snapchat.
Why? Shots of tequila or vodka?
Vodka.
Corkies.
Tequila. Tequila. Would you rather Facebook or Twitter?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Snapchat.
Oh,
Facebook or Snapchat?
Snapchat.
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 Facebook.
Why do you guys prefer Snapchat?
I don't know.
It's easy to add people in the club when it's so noisy.
Would you rather tequila or vodka?
Tequila!
Vodka. Vodka.
Would you rather VKs or WKD?
BK every day.
VK.
VK Doctor.
VK. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Apple if I could afford it, but
Android.
Apple or Android?
Android.
Apple.
Android.
Would you rather VKs or WKD?
Oh, VK all the way.
What's your favourite flavour?
I'll just get whatever's going, mate.
I want to quickly ask you guys about the picture on your t-shirt. What's with the arrow?
So the arrow is pointing up at us because it's saying, this is us, you know, we are here.
This is me. Awesome. A little Camp Rock throwback. We're going to play a quick game of 5-second rule. Basically, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to say 3 things as quickly as you can. Quick example, you've got 5 seconds to tell me 3 ways you can break a bone. Go.
Falling over. Jumping off a cliff.
3 subjects in university.
Physiotherapy.
Sociology, psychology.
3 different flavours of VK.
Blue, yellow, red.
3 things you can do on Facebook when you're bored.
Scroll through your feed. Look at girls.
Love it. Name 3 VK flavours.
Orange, red, blue.
3 things to do on Facebook.
Poke. Post that I'm worried.
3 areas of your body that you could wax.
My snail trail. Legs.
Your gooch.
Cavian, can you just quickly tell me what is up with this little frog on your top?
Right, it's not the old right. I just like the memes.
You're all for the meme life, yeah?
Purely the memes. I'm central, so I don't care about left or right. It's just memes.
That was our footage from the social network party.
How'd you find it?
Oh,
Did you enjoy
it was
yourself?
a good night.
Yeah?
It was very good. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. A lot of funny characters.
Yeah.
Some random guy came up to me and added me on Snapchat, which was quite fun.
Made a friend.
I know, I made
Isn't
some
that
friends.
great? Ryan's made a friend.
I know, my one and only. But yeah, I made at least one friend that night.
Brilliant.
So yeah, no, it was good. Yeah, me and the camera person were told we should be together, which was quite funny.
Lovely.
And it shows we have great on-screen chemistry.
Yeah,
but
definitely. It must be weird going into the SU when you're completely sober with a camera.
It was very strange, especially when people come up to you, start screaming freshers and what uni you staying in, where's your halls, and you're like, I'm a third year, I'm ancient now, so yeah, it's
brilliant. So if you've been on camera, if you'd like to maybe be on camera, you can find us on Twitter, Facebook, all of those at Cardiff Union TV, and remember to check out our YouTube channel. We've got all the last live streams from the past week.
Yeah,
brilliant.
And go on.
Yeah, sorry, carry on.
I was going to say, make sure you tweet us with any questions, anything you want to say on air.
Your funny, freshest stories, we are looking for them.
I want some funny, freshest stories.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot.
Any funny, freshest stories from your freshest?
I can't think of any on the spot. I'll tell you later.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah,
I don't think I have any. But yeah.
Anyway, we are here with Rachel Whitmore, who is one of the wellbeing practitioners. So, in like a brief way, what is it that you do?
Yeah, so I'm a wellbeing practitioner, so I work for the Counselling Health and Wellbeing Service. So we're based at 50 Park Place, and we offer kind of different types of appointments and different types of support. So what we're saying is there's no problem, too big or too small. You can come to see us, have a chat, whether it's an informal kind of 10-15 minutes, you can just drop in, or if you want a longer appointment to talk through any problems. If you're feeling homesick or kind of very isolated, or if you've got exam stress, anything like that, just come to us for appointments.
So it's not a case of I need to be in the worst place ever.
Not
it's just
at all.
I need someone to talk to, and these people are there for me.
And actually what we're definitely saying is prevention is better. So if you think maybe I struggled in my A levels, I'm not sure how it's going to be in uni and how different the education system's going to be at uni, and how am I going to manage these timetables and being independent and everything. Just like I say, pop in and at least just have a chat with us, and we can always, you don't need appointments maybe, but kind of signpost you to maybe workshops or self-help resources or something like that.
So when you say prevention is better, it's sort of like, rather than taking the problem when it's at its worst, tackling it when it starts.
Yeah, and that does happen, because I think there are events and traumatic things that do happen, and things that perhaps you can't foresee that bad things are going to happen. But if you know that, okay, I might feel a bit anxious or a little bit nervous, or my mood might get a little bit low, then yeah, come to us at any point. It could be at the end where it's kind of at the worst, but ideally it'd be at the beginning, so we can make sure we can implement lots of support throughout uni.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Amazing. I have a question.
Yes.
Because I don't actually know, and it's quite bad that I'm in my third year and I haven't found out yet. But where in the union is the health and wellbeing centre?
Okay, so that's the thing. It's not in the union. So
oh, there we go then. Good job I asked. Okay.
And do you know what? We find a lot of third year students who come in and say, "Why did I never know that this was here?" And I think a lot of the time, if you're going through uni and things are going okay, you might see it about on posters, but you don't actually think to actually go.
Yeah.
But you get to year 3 and the pressure kicks in and you think, okay, I might need to go and speak. So we're actually based 50 Park Place, so where Costa and Subway are. Just keep going a little bit more and it's on your right.
Same place as the skills centre?
Same places, well, Advice and Money have kind of moved now, but there's careers and employability, there's disability and dyslexia. So it's 5, so it's basically student support, and we've got 5 services in the student support. 2 of them are based half-time here, so Advice and Money are here in the Students' Union, and International Student Support are here in the Students' Union. But Counselling Health and Wellbeing are at Student Support 50 Park Place.
Lovely. So what are some of the services that people can go to for?
So it kind of depends on the things that people are looking for support for. So what happens, there's a self-referral form online. So if you go on the student intranet and search health and wellbeing, you'll be able to kind of see our appointments, everything we offer, and there's a form. So say you wanted a wellbeing appointment or a counselling appointment, you'd refer into the service. We'd look at that form and read what you're going through, and we decide whether it's a wellbeing appointment or a counselling appointment that might be better for you. Wellbeing, best way, quickest way I can kind of describe it, they're shorter appointments. They're a bit more strategy focused. They're looking at what's going on for you now and what can we do to help you for the future. Quite good for things like low mood, anxiety, depression, stress, procrastination, if you find that you're putting off things to the last minute.
That's most students.
Yeah. So wellbeing is quite good for that stuff. We can do like activity planners for you and things. Counselling, you can still have counselling for those types of issues if you wanted a longer session, but the main strategy really is the talking. So we might talk about other things in well-being, like relaxation techniques or things like that. But especially if someone has relationship difficulties or a bereavement or things that have happened in the past that they feel are coming up and affect them now, counselling sessions are longer. So they're kind of 90 minutes for the first session of counselling, so it's quite a long session initially, and then 50 minutes to an hour, whereas wellbeing are only half an hour appointments, so they're quite flexible, they fit in with your timetable. So wellbeing probably fits in more with the prevention kind of side of things.
Okay.
That makes sense?
Yeah, so I'm just going to point out this snazzy leaflet, which
it's
I
very
think is
new,
very nice.
hot off the press, yeah.
Hot off the press. So
came in 2 days ago. Yeah.
Nice. So these are, hang on, is that the Welsh bit? No, that's the English bit. That's the English bit.
Yeah, Welsh bit should be
Got
on
Welsh
the
in
back.
there as well.
Yeah,
so
Welsh
just
bit on the back.
to make sure people know, there is Welsh on the back of these.
Yes.
But so these give out the certain resources that you have?
Yeah, the different types of support, yeah. So we kind of try and do like a tiered approach of support. So if you find that you're feeling a little bit anxious then about being in uni, first of all, that's really, really normal. So that's the first thing we'd say. But if you did want to look into it about perhaps homesickness, then there's some self-help resources on the student intranet. So
if you don't feel up to going to see someone, but you want to get a bit of help, you can find
so
stuff
just
online
strategies,
yourself.
information and things. If you kind of read through that and you think, that's not enough, or I'm not reading through isn't my thing, I'd rather chat to somebody. We've got a drop-in service, so that should be over here, wellbeing walk-in service.
Yep.
So Monday to Friday from 3 o'clock till 3:45, you can just drop in, you haven't got to book an appointment, and they're 10 to 15 minutes where you just chat with myself or one of my colleagues and ask about what kind of support we offer, and we'll kind of signpost you in the right direction, whatever's best for you really. Workshops, like I said, courses, groups, there's quite a lot out there, so on the intranet it can seem like quite overwhelming because there's a lot of information on there. That's why we say come to drop in, because that's where you'll get the information.
Yeah, that's good. Like I said, I didn't even know there was intranet resources.
Yeah.
So it says if you search self-help.
Yeah, so self-help on the student intranet and you'll find some on there,
It's very good to know.
Yeah.
So we sort of looked you up. We had a bit of a stalk. I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah.
We had a look at some of the services that you offer.
Yes.
And one of those was pregnancy support.
Yeah.
Could you just like elaborate on what is provided within that service, or one of the other services that you offer?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the counselling, health and wellbeing service. So as part of that is health, kind of in the middle. So health would be able to speak with you about kind of how pregnancy is affecting your studies, make sure any support is available in terms of maybe speaking to a tutor if you wanted them to, but you haven't got to. You're more than welcome to come to counselling to have a session to talk through that pregnancy and how it's affecting you and how it's affecting your studies. And then we've got other services and student support, so perhaps advice on money, or you might want housing advice, circumstances change. But I mean, counselling could help explore your options. It's whether you want to keep that pregnancy or whether you don't want to keep the pregnancy. You've got a confidential space that you can come in and talk to somebody. No one else is going to kind of hear about that, unless the only kind of clause to confidentiality if you're at risk or someone else is at risk. So as long as no one's at risk, that's confidential within the service then. So yeah, definitely come and chat with us about it.
So it's not always we will give you all the help and stuff, we can point you in direct.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And I mean, if someone comes and they say, I don't know, I'm scared to go to my GP, maybe we'll write a GP letter for you that you can take and give to your GP. We're quite flexible. We want to figure out what's best for you in that circumstance. And of course, in Cardiff, there's loads of different services. There's the Cardiff Royal Infirmary, and they've got kind of GUM clinics. There's SHAG, Sexual Health Advice Group. Advisory group. I think it's that. I'm going to go with that. So they will offer kind of awareness and advice and support as well.
That's within the university itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. It's nice to know all these services around. Actually, it's bizarre. It's my 3rd year, and this is the first I hear about it. I know. I don't know. It's just
we try and get it out there as much as possible, but
Well, like you said, I probably walked past all the posters and looked at it and like, that's nice, and just kept walking. I'll come back to that when I'm older.
Taking in what's fully going on. And but it's a really lovely thing that we have, and I think things like this, a lot of people do need, and a lot of people may not feel like they have at university. So it's nice to talk about it. What would you say to a student who is maybe hesitant or not sure what to do in all these situations?
Oh, it's difficult because I think that first step is really hard. Like even walking into the building, it's kind of, you can have a feeling of it. If people are going to see me walking in the building, or what am I here for? So we're just trying to normalise it and say it's okay to come in. There's no pressure. If you might have something you really want to talk about, but it's too hard, you don't have to talk about that straight away if you don't want to. We can just get to know you a little bit. So don't feel you have to talk about anything. We're not going to pressure you at all. You can come in for one session and that might be enough. And about 50% of students do that. So they might have an initial 45-minute wellbeing appointment. go away and think that was enough for now. I'll come back in 6 months, maybe get another one. You don't have to have long-term support. It can just be as and when you want it. And like I said, it is confidential. We're not here to judge you at all. We're all very friendly and unbiased, but we try and be friendly and nice. So, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, it's lovely to know that those services are around.
The other service that might be worth mentioning, that we have mental health advisors who are based downstairs on 50 Park Place.
Okay.
So whereas counselling, health and wellbeing, we look at the kind of emotional side and emotional support.
Yeah.
Mental health advisors do that as well. It's called Jess and Justin are the mental health advisors. But they look at if you have a diagnosis, so a long-term mental health diagnosis, they will look at kind of offering practical support, so reasonable adjustments to your studies. So like I said, if in your exams in your A-levels you struggled with anxiety, they could look at giving you a smaller room that you could study without hundreds of students around you, or if you weren't able to go to lectures, they can look at maybe getting a note taker for you. So they'll just look at your circumstances and liaise on your behalf to figure out. The only thing they need for that is a doctor's letter to kind of confirm a diagnosis. But yeah, that's something definitely that people need to know about.
Yeah, definitely, because uni's daunting in so many ways.
Yeah.
And to have the added pressure of maybe you don't want to go to your lectures, you don't want to see certain people, all these sorts of things.
Yeah.
Then it makes, should I be here studying, that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I can imagine
definitely.
for someone in those situations it's so difficult. So to know that they can have, someone go to a lecture or go talk to a tutor for them, amazing.
Yeah, especially when you're a fresher, and like I remember my first day, you walk into the house, mummy and daddy leaves, and you're just like, oh no, what to do now? I now have to cook for myself, meet people. What if people don't like me?
So it's strangers, like, who are you?
And like, I'm an outgoing person. I had those sort of questions go through my head, so I can't imagine what it'd be like for someone who's anxious to have those questions come up. So yeah.
And you might find that you kind of, sailed through school and it's all been great, and then come to uni and it's a massive transition, isn't it? It's such a change.
Yeah.
Well, you're forced to live with people you've never met before.
I know, yeah.
So yeah. Okay, thank you very much for being here today.
You're welcome.
Just to recap, if anybody wants one of these leaflets, they can find them.
Pop into our services. I'm hoping to get some in the library. Like I say, these are very new, so we'll just be distributing them all around. We have just a last thing I could say. We've got wellbeing champions across campus.
Okay.
So you might see them at what we call hotspots or events. So they've got blue t-shirts on, and they're student volunteers who are very well trained in providing peer support. So a lot of students, about 70%, said prefer to speak to a student than a professional. So if you prefer that, go and say hello to one of our wellbeing champions and chat with them first.
Thank you very much. And you can be found on 50 Park Place.
50 Park Place, yes.
And on the intranet as well.
On the intranet, and you can email us at wellbeingandcounselling@cardiff.ac.uk.
Lovely.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so I believe we're going to move to a quick a cappella clip.
Ooh, lovely.
Yeah,
We've got a bit of a cappella.
So yeah,
Brilliant.
a cappella.
Lovely.
That was a lovely clip from a cappella.
A cappella doing their Lion King medley.
Circle of Life
It's
is
really
what I could
lovely.
hear.
Like,
I know.
wow.
I felt like grabbing a dog or a lion and holding it
dog
up in the
or a
air.
lion?
A dog or, well, you know, it's a lion in the film, but
yeah.
I don't have access to a lion as easily as I do
I mean,
a dog.
you could have said a cat, but
Yeah, but cats scare me. They scram
Oh,
you, and
I'm
I don't like
sorry.
to be scrammed.
okay.
So, yeah. Or
Lovely.
scratched. I hear
Yes.
you guys don't know what scrammed means.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's scrammed?
So like, if
It's a
somebody
Welsh
does
thing.
this to you,
Oh,
they scram you.
ah,
Have you ever heard that before?
Nope.
Must be Welsh soon.
We're learning things today.
Yeah, learning
Lovely.
lots.
So we are here, Freshers Live. If you have anything you want to tweet us, let us know at Cardiff Union TV. And we are here with Dance Sport.
Yeah.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys.
So we've got
I'm David.
David
And Lucy.
and Lucy from
And-
Dance Sport.
Are you part of the team?
Right, we're both on the team and we're both part of the committee as well.
Oh, lovely. So what are your roles on the committee?
I'm the secretary.
Lovely.
And I'm salsa officer.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so what is Dance Sport?
So it's both Latin, ballroom, and salsa dancing.
Basically things you would see on Strictly.
Okay.
Probably the easiest way to describe it.
Yeah.
Ryan is...
I've
like,
never seen
pretty
Strictly,
old.
so
Oh,
I'm
wow.
out of my
Okay.
depth here.
I mean, I hadn't until very recently, if that helps.
I just forced him
Fair
to
enough.
watch it.
Right.
Fair enough,
Yeah,
yeah. So,
I might have to give it a watch.
Mhm.
so partnered dancing, I
Yeah.
guess.
Right,
yeah.
exactly.
Okay. It was quite interesting because it's dance sport, so I didn't know what to think. Like, it could be anything there, but that's really cool. So, what's your favourite type of dance, each of you?
I tend to prefer the ballroom.
Oh.
Quick step is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Usually.
Sorry, what is
So
quick
quick
step?
step is great. Nice question. So it's usually pretty percussive. It's a little faster than a waltz, for example.
Okay.
But you're still in a ballroom hold, so you're very close together. You're moving around the floor. It's a
Okay.
progressive dance, so you move around the floor in a anti-clockwise. Is that what we say here?
Mhm.
Direction
I think so.
rather than counterclockwise.
Anti-clockwise.
Oh.
Anti-clockwise.
Right. Whereas the Latin dances tend to be more stationary, or at least focused on a central point.
Oh, okay. So that's the one where you sort of like use the whole floor. Sorry,
Right.
I really
Yeah.
don't know anything about that. I'm very sorry. Yeah.
I
Yeah, what's your favourite?
salsa dancing, which
Okay.
is quite a bit different to ballroom dancing.
Mm.
So it's like with the Latin dances, it's very stationary. It's a lot more casual. Whereas in ballroom and Latin routines, you'd actually have a set routine. Whereas with salsa, you kind of tend to make it up as you go along. So we'll go out sort of on Wednesdays to places in town, and you do social dancing where you just dance with someone you've never been with before,
Okay.
and just see how well it goes.
So it's sort of like you just switch up partners and
Mhm.
keep doing that. Okay,
Yeah.
nice. What are so you have the different sections. What are each of them? The different dances you guys cover.
Sure. I guess more generally, so we have the salsa part of the club, and Lucy runs that. And then we have our social Latin and ballroom, and then we have our competitive Latin and ballroom. About on town on Wednesdays when they go out for salsa. Every Tuesday evening we have our social classes where you can come and basically get to know people and learn a little bit of Latin and ballroom, and we do some other sillier things we wouldn't normally do in our competitive classes, which are where you get ready. You learn a specific routine. You're paired with someone. You train with them in particular to get ready for competitions. We travel all over the country for that. It's all a lot of fun. And then it gets very sequiny later on.
Okay, so what the most recent competition you've done? Where was that?
A while ago, last
So,
year, so
last
IFTA,
March.
probably.
No, there was one in Bristol, I think, last March. The season's just kind of getting started. The first
Okay.
competition of the year will be in a couple weeks.
Right. Okay. So you're in prep for that competition.
Right. So we've got some Give It a Go sessions next week for people that are interested in joining the team. And then based on who shows up, we'll partner everybody off and we'll get ready for our first competitions. I think the first one is October 22nd.
It's in
Oh,
Bath.
nice.
No, there's the New Cottage one in...
Oh gosh, yeah, it's the beginners one.
Mhm.
So the beginners have a competition first to sort
Okay.
of get them used to the whole idea of
Yeah.
having a number on the back and being judged, and it's good.
All
So-
the frilly dresses
yeah.
and stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice and sweet things. Love it. How does the competition process work?
So they'll put about sort of 7 to 12 couples on
Mm.
the floor at once, and it's divided into ballroom usually for the morning and then Latin in the afternoon. And they'll put a piece of music on and you just dance your routine. And a lot of
Okay.
it's trying to avoid other couples.
Right.
There's a lot of skill in that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
There's usually a couple of collisions which are fun and painful to watch.
Yeah. Well, to watch is probably more fun.
Yeah.
If you actually dance it, it's probably pretty painful.
Yes.
To be fair.
Yeah.
I have
So-
yet to take an elbow to the face, so
Lucky
Oh.
you.
yeah, we'll see.
Don't say that now.
Right.
Don't say that. You'll
Touch
jinx
wood.
yourself. It's gonna come.
But yeah, it's a whole other element once you get out on the competition floor. It's one thing to practice your routine, but it's another to have to, change the way that you turn to avoid walking into someone or something
Yeah.
like that.
And I guess I'm guessing you obviously prepare for it, but you don't know what music's going to come up. You don't
No.
know whether it's going to fit what you wanted to do.
The basic thing you know is there'll be a tempo range.
Okay.
So if you're dancing a waltz, it'll be from this speed is the lower bound to the speed to the upper bound, and it'll be in 3/4.
Yeah,
and
so you know the beats to the count.
Right,
And everything, yeah.
but you don't know the specific song that will get played.
Okay, so you just got to work it out based on like how the song progresses.
Right.
Yeah.
It's always fun when a song comes on that people really like.
Yeah.
I remember the first big competition I was at last year. It was Reach came on from SM7, and just everyone lost
You'd
their
never
minds.
heard it
I hadn't.
before.
It's not an American thing.
You've never heard Reach.
Well, I have now, but, but a year
That's
ago.
your favourite song?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
It's my ringtone now.
hang on, sorry, this is completely out of context, but
Right.
SM7 aren't in America.
So we.
I thought they were worldwide. I'm sorry.
So we definitely had the TV show, but it was nowhere near as big of a deal as it is here.
Wow.
So
It's
I
a
had
very
heard of them as
British
a band, but yeah, I came here. Everybody knows them. Everybody apparently knows all the lyrics to the ABBA Gold CD by heart.
I know the
Everyone
album.
had it in
I
their
do.
car.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
you grew up with that.
No, that was a very exciting cultural exchange moment for me.
Yeah. Wow.
Lovely.
But yeah, going back to the competition, so it's not 100% going in blind, but there is an element of not guesswork, but you've got to sort of work out what you're going to do as the
Right.
song comes on, sort of thing.
I will say salsa competitions, for the one I've done, was a lot more fun.
Okay.
Like, well, we have so you have the rounds where you do like beginners, novice, intermediate, or advanced salsa, and that's sort of all well and good. And then you have the fun rounds. So we had one where the girl was blindfolded in the partnership.
I remember watching
which
practice
was,
for that.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
that was
yeah.
great. We had one where they would assign you a random partner from a different university, which was good. But I'm like 6 foot, and my partner came up to me, and he was about 5'2".
Oh no.
So he had to jump whenever he turned to me. It was very fun.
Oh, that's so good.
And then we had like same-sex bachata and same-sex salsa, which was really fun. All the guys put skirts on. It was really enjoyable.
That
Yeah.
actually sounds very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should join.
Wow. I may come to the Give It a Go. You're converting me, guys. You're converting me.
So you mentioned there was sort of like more social an aspect and then more competitive aspect. So
Right.
if someone was looking to get involved, there's no like real pressure. It's more just about meeting people and having a good time.
Yeah, no, not at all. You can do as much or as little as you want.
Okay.
We have events 4 nights a week, then some
Oh, wow.
practice space after that, depending on what you want to do as well.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
sounds
usually
You
something
gonna-
going on.
You gonna go for a social dance?
I might come for a social dance. I can't dance, so
Yes.
I'm like, I've got like
That's why we have
Yeah.
teachers. It's
Right.
good.
yeah, that's true. I've got like 4 left feet though, not 2, so I'm really bad. Okay, I can only just walk in a straight line, so never mind dancing. But yeah, I might actually come. So to give it a go, what is involved? Like, I walk in, what am I gonna do?
Right, so we've got 2 Give It a Goes next week. We're
Okay.
calling the Tuesday evening one, which is at 7 o'clock in the Great Hall downstairs. We're calling it the undergrad one, and then we're having a postgraduate Give It a Go the next evening from 8:30 to 10:30 in the Taliban Sports Center. But the content covered in both will be the same. Basically, there will be a salsa section, a Latin section, and then a ballroom section.
All in that one session.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'll get to try a little bit of everything we do in the club.
See what you like.
Right.
Yeah.
And then if you come to the Tuesday evening one, there will also be some demonstrations from some of our more advanced dancers, and they're just a lot of fun to watch.
I can
Yeah.
imagine. I can't. As it sounds the same, I can't dance in any way, especially like in a professional sense. So I think seeing like fellow students who've probably started where you started go on to do some really like amazing dancing, that'd be really cool.
Had you guys, when you started, did you have any prior experience of dance, or was it completely brand new to you?
I'd done it for about a year
Okay.
beforehand, doing ballroom and Latin. I'd never done salsa before.
Okay.
So I hadn't at all. I just kind of fell into this, and I'm
Wow.
in way deeper than I ever thought I would be.
I feel like we're the same but student media.
Yeah.
Right,
And way
yeah,
too
exactly.
deep.
Yeah. Well, you know, if we join, we might be up to your level this time next
Yeah,
year.
you'll be on this side of the couch.
Yeah.
This side of the couch, yeah.
We'll just say bye to the CCTV.
We'll interview ourselves. I think we should do that.
Should we do that one day?
Right.
Is that okay? We'll just
Well,
interview
we'll have
ourselves.
to check it with Liz.
Yeah.
She's lovely, Liz, she'll let us. So, okay, the last thing that we're going to ask you to do, which I hope you'll be okay with doing, is we'd like to see some moves. So
Yeah.
we're looking at going Give It a Go now. So you're gonna have to get us to go now. You're gonna have to show us some dance moves. Is that okay?
Yeah, we'll do what we can.
Okay.
Do you want to take the mic?
Yeah, I'll
yeah,
take my
probably
copy.
best if I don't hold that.
Just take a stand wherever you want.
Okay.
Our camera is now mobile,
Oh,
Okay.
modelled by the lovely Liz. She's going to be following you around, if that's okay.
Hopefully you've got enough
so,
space. Yeah, I just don't want to knock anything over. Don't worry too much.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
So we'll do basic cha-cha-cha, just some beginner moves, things you might learn next Tuesday.
Okay.
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 Do you want to move out of that spot?
Yeah, we should probably move. To be fair, we're in the way.
Just so that they can come into the space.
course. Where are we going? Is this okay? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
I mean,
are we
step
out
on
of
your-
your way? Chuck those things out of the way, it's all good.
Great. Okay. Cool.
Whenever you're ready, guys.
Okay. So,
Wave it up.
right. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Alright. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This is very improvised.
It's alright.
Spot turn.
Oh, are we doing that?
There we go.
Apparently.
An exciting little improvised
Well
cha-cha.
done.
Thank you very much.
That was amazing.
That was really good.
Yeah, I can't do that. See, now I would have fallen,
Right.
probably hit my head. So it's a good job I didn't have a try at that. But that was
It was close.
Right.
that was very good. Thanks, guys.
Cool.
It's been a pleasure to meet you. Just
Yes.
a quick recap. Give it a go is.
Next Tuesday and Wednesday evening, our website is cardiffdancesport.com.
Okay.
We also have a public Facebook page, also Cardiff Dance Sport. We're on Twitter and Instagram. It's all Cardiff Dance Sport.
All the
So-
places to find you.
Yep.
Brilliant. Lovely.
And if I wanted to join, membership fee is.
Membership fees depend on what you want to do. So we have a salsa membership fee if that's all you're interested in. If you're just a social member, you pay that. If you want to join the team, it's a little different.
Okay.
So probably
So-
easiest to contact us or just come to give it a go, see what you like, and we can talk about it from there. But there's,
So you're not paying like for what something you're not going to do.
you're paying for what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Yeah, lovely.
Amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you
very
guys.
It's been great
much.
meeting you guys.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is we're coming to a close.
I think we're done. Yeah.
I'm quite upset.
I know we've had a great time.
It's
We
gone,
right?
it's gone way too quick. I want to quickly ask you though about your Funny Fresher video. Well, not video. Funny Fresher
I
story.
still
you said
haven't
you had.
I still haven't thought of one. My head's just thinking about dance now.
Oh. To be fair, I am thinking about. I'm genuinely thinking about going to this
I
video.
think you'd be great. I think
I
you
can't
would.
dance though, and I'll
I
look
think you'll
silly.
be fine.
No, my luck, someone will turn up with a camera, which won't be too great. But yeah,
Well.
so that concludes the end of our live Freshers
Yes.
feed today.
Day 8.
Actually, really quickly, we need to talk about Society's Fair.
Of course, yes.
Today, Society's Fair Day 2.
Yeah, Society's Fair Day 2.
Day 2 of our Society's Fair.
I think it's a whole different lineup. So if you went yesterday, go and little things that you didn't know about, and it's the perfect time to find them.
Like the London Society. Which
Yeah,
we learnt
London
was there this
Society,
morning.
and we've got George and Charlie will be there with their
Yeah.
disability
Go and speak
stand.
to those guys.
So you're definitely worth going to.
Yeah. One last thing, Express will be broadcasting it.
Yes.
So listen live. with
Yeah, and
Express
if you're
Radio.
walking past the Great Hall, you can go see Express and get involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube.
Subscribe on YouTube.
I think that's everything. Is that
Yeah.
all of the social media?
I think that
I
is
think so.
everything.
I
and
should
make
know
sure
because I run it, but yeah. At Cardiff Union TV on the Twitter, tweet us any questions, any funny stories you have, and we will hopefully put it on tomorrow for our Welsh Day.
Yes.
That's going to
Tomorrow's
be fun.
Welsh Day. It's going to be very exciting. So tune in. You can find us on YouTube and make sure you check out all our other live streams. Find our VPs. Some people have been making some really great videos to check out. So definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we shall see you tomorrow. Well, Alex
Yes.
will be here tomorrow for Welsh Day. But
And we'll be here tomorrow for Welsh Day. Lovely.
awesome.
Brilliant.